Hi guys, we're another Suspect Stokes video. In today's video, we will talk about 5 NFL games. Let's get it started with the Ravens versus the Chiefs. This is arguably the biggest game of the week because both teams are absolutely amazing, but they've gotten off to horrible starts. Both teams are only 1-2, with wins for Ravens come against the Browns, and the Chiefs just beat the Giants. So they just beat easy teams, and they just haven't beat the good teams yet. This is a big game for both teams. Lamar versus Mahomes. Lamar's only beaten Mahomes once in his career. Never beat him in Arrowhead, where the game is going to be. And Mahomes is Mahomes. The one bad thing, though, is they just can't run the football right now. Mahomes is their leading rusher, 133 yards, which is good for a quarterback. But they need to get Pacheco going. They need to get Kareem Hunt going. They need to get whoever their running back is going. Well, Xavier Worthy is going to be back for them, and he's a big guy for their team. For the Ravens, their defense has been horrendous this season. Derrick Henry is fumbling the football a lot. Lamar Jackson hasn't been on point to start the season. It's looking scary, Ravens. This is a must win for both teams. And my prediction for this game, I got Chiefs winning this one. Home field advantage is going to get to the Ravens. Final score 20-16. I have a feeling it's going to be a low scoring game. The next game is the only matchup of unbeaten teams, the Eagles versus the Bucks. This is also arguably the biggest game of the week. The Eagles just won last week after blocking the Rams' last-second field goal attempt and returning it for a touchdown, which you basically never see ever in the NFL. Anyway, Jalen Hurts finally had a great game. So did A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, but Saquon has been slow to start the season. This defense has been on point so far, though. Let's see if they continue to be on point against this Buccaneers defense. The story of so far for the Buccaneers has been their run defense, unstoppable. They have shut down Breece Hall. They have shut down Nick Chubb. They have shut down Bijan Robinson. We'll see if they do it for Saquon Barkley. Baker's been great to start the season. They're expected to get Chris Godwin back after tearing his ACL last season. Tristan Wirfs, one of the best O-linemen in the league, is expected to make his return. But the one bad thing is they have no Mike Evans. We'll see if that affects them. The prediction for this game, I got the Eagles winning this one. Final score 27-24. The next game is the Jaguars versus the Niners. This one's a little interesting. Brock Purdy for the Niners may return. Who knows? But if he does, we'll see if Ricky Pearsall or Jawan Jennings will be able to return from injuries. He will not be able to have George Kittle, but Christian McCaffrey is the only healthy player on the Niners. And if you don't know, Christian McCaffrey is basically always injured. I think he's only had 3 healthy seasons in his career, and 7, and 8 or 9 seasons, which is not good at all. The Jaguars have been very surprising so far this season. Trevor Lawrence has been playing amazing. Travis Etienne is running around like crazy. Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. have not lived up to expectations. I don't even know who their leading receiver is. I think it's their tight end Brenton Strange. But their defense has been really good to start the season, except against that Bengals team. But how do they do that against Jake Browning, bro? Jake Browning just had his worst game of his career against the Vikings, and he went off against this Jaguars defense. That doesn't make any sense. The prediction for this game actually got the Jaguars winning this one by a final score of 31-20. It depends if Brock Purdy's going to play or not. But if he doesn't, Mac Jones is not going to do anything. The next game is the Colts versus the Rams. No one was expecting the Colts to be 3-0 right now. People are expecting them to be one of the worst teams in the league. Instead, Daniel Jones, he is reviving his career in Indianapolis right now. Thank gosh, Colts fans. Thank God Colts benched Anthony Richardson for Daniel Jones, or else this would be a whole different story. Imagine if Anthony Richardson was playing right now. They would not be good right now. The Rams, like I said, the Eagles, they just lost on a last-second field goal block. But we'll see if they'll be able to bounce back. Devontae Adams is expected to play. Puka Nacua has been amazing to start the season. So is Matthew Stafford. Kyron Williams kind of needs to get going too. And so does his defense. This defense has been very underwhelming so far after being one of the most underrated groups last season, especially their D-line. Prediction for this game, I got the Rams ending the Colts' undefeated hopes. absolutely blowing them out. Final score 35-17. Final game is probably the most interesting one. Packers versus the Cowboys. If you didn't know, around before the season started on August 28th, Micah Parsons got traded from the Dallas Cowboys to the Green Bay Packers. If you don't know, the Packers always beat the Cowboys. And now Micah Parsons is on the Packers playing against his former team. This will see if Jerry Jones is absolutely stupid or Jerry Jones made the right decision, which I think option one is definitely going to happen. He's been amazing to start the season. He is generating a ton of pressure. He has tied most quarterback pressures in the league so far. And also, he's been opening up sack opportunities for Rashawn Gary, which is because he's been being double teamed. This Packers offense kind of got shut down last week. They somehow lost to the fucking Browns. How do you lose to the Browns, bro? They were absolutely terrible last week. Only 10 points. But the Browns defense, I guess, is pretty good. And for the Cowboys, their pass defense has been absolutely horrible this season. They start off pretty well against the Eagles, but then Russell Wilson threw for 450 yards against them, and Caleb Williams just threw 4 touchdowns against them. What's next? Jordan Love throwing 8 touchdown passes, breaking the NFL record? I thought this Cowboys pass defense was supposed to be good with Jerron Bland and Trayvon Diggs. I guess they're not. Prediction for this game, like expected, Packers are going to win this one. I got a final score of 23-18. Well, that's all for today's video. Please leave a like and subscribe. See you next time. See you.